Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our channel, Paws On Animation, and our Paws On Manga segment.
And today we're covering the one-shot Dr Stone Manga, Byakuya Reboot.
And the story acts as a prequel to the main story, showing Senku's dad and the space crew creating a way back to Earth after the petrifaction event. And it also foreshadows a new character coming in towards the end of the series. But
before we start, be sure to like, subscribe, and engage with some future podcasts and all the Paws videos.
Thank you so much for joining us today, subscribing, sharing our videos, commenting. Everything you do is special. We appreciate it so much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes.
So glad Rascal got this from the library because we had read about it online. And I said, we gotta read it,
Yeah.
Now, there was an episode dedicated to this in the anime itself.
Yes, there was.
And that was episode 17 in season 1. And that episode's titled 100 Nights in 1,000 Skies. Ohako no Yoru, Tusen no Sora. And that episode pretty much sums up a lot of what's in the one-shot manga.
Yeah, about 80% of it is that episode. Now, as we get through this, when it gets to the other half of the story, you might notice if you've read this, it has not shown up in the anime yet. But as we are reading the manga, we have gone close to the end, and the anime is getting close to its end of its run as well. This character might be coming in at the end in the final core.
So, this book was released, well, actually it was released in Shonen Jump from October 28th to December 23rd of 2019. And then the manga, the one shot, was released March 4th of 2020. So it took a while for them to actually get it out in manga form.
Right.
And the manga is a really good read. Yes, it's going to make you cry at some points.
Yeah.
And as Rascal said, 80% of it appears in this anime. But you do get some scenes and information that are included in the manga that is included in the anime. Now, if we tell you some of this information, it may be a spoiler for season 5. Is that what we're
4?
In? Season 4, duh. And as you said, foreshadowing a character to come in. And yes, the character does have to do with Y. Is that what they call it?
The Y man.
The Y man that's on the moon. So if it's something you don't want to know and you want to find out from the anime itself, jump ahead a few minutes because we're going to go ahead and tell you about that right now. We learned, of course, in the manga and the anime that Senku's dad and the other astronauts who were with him were in space at the time of the petrification, and they were not affected.
Right.
And then they safely returned to Earth after some calculations and figuring out what to do.
Right.
And there was a special unit or computer in space that helped them to do the calculations and figure out.
And then Byakuya made it upgrade even more somehow.
Yes. And of course, like Senku, his dad's lovable, so the computer actually falls for the dad. Not in love at first, just enamored.
Right.
And when are you coming back? When are you coming back? I'll wait for you till you come back.
And it's like, oh.
And as we know from the anime and the manga, many years passed, different astronauts passed on. The astronauts, some of them married and had children, which is how you got the Ishigami village. And then, unfortunately, Byakuya dies while collecting platinum for Senku.
Yes.
And the computer in space doesn't know this. And it keeps waiting. And then in the manga it says 3 years pass, 7 years pass, 20 years pass, 200 years pass.
Yes.
And it gets to thousands of years. And the computer is constantly still waiting for Byakuya, not understanding, which is weird. It's a computer, so you would think it would have put in the concept of age and how it works for humans. But clearly they didn't.
Right.
So it's constantly preparing for his return. It's doing missions and repairing the space station and doing all these things.
And making itself fuel.
Right. And then at some point, the computer realizes that the body is deteriorated. It's been over 3,700 years. And so it decides to make it a body a la Green Lantern, the animated
Right,
series,
right.
and makes itself a female body.
Yeah.
So then you know, okay, this computer has now, after 3,700 years, fallen in love with Byakuya. You know where Senku gets it from.
Right. And that's probably the even more interesting part of the story after Byakuya's part ends. And you're seeing how it's not it's, I guess, would be their version of an AI, only not irritating like it is now. It would be one that was still learning and processing even when he was gone. And what's interesting is that it kept expanding and kept fixing. It didn't just stay idle or go into sleep mode or reboot. It turned off for a little bit, but it always was like, it was like Wall-E if he was stuck in only space, and it was constantly working, and it didn't want to shut down. It didn't want to deteriorate, as you said, and it would find ways to gain more materials to constantly fix up the station. It made itself fuel, and they even tell you they do a lot of research to make sure that this was plausible to happen, even though it's a fictional manga, but there's so much science that they make sure that it's accurate.
Right.
And there's points in here where some comets or meteors come in and it gets fuel from there because the mineral is made of. And it's pretty fascinating to see. You have this character that either is not in the story yet, but you have no idea who it is after Byakuya was finished, but you're still engaged in it the whole time.
I think what's also interesting is you find out how this computer actually has been having an effect on what happens on Earth, and it has been sending signals going, okay, I'll let Byakuya know. I'm waiting for him. And then you'll notice when you saw a flash of light in one panel at one time during the manga and the regular manga and the anime, that flash of light was from the computer that's in the sky on it's a satellite. So it's all really interesting how it was written. So two things. One, we forgot to tell you that this is written by the regular manga illustrator, but Boichi.
Cool. And didn't actually know that.
Yes, so that's pretty neat that they allowed him to expand his abilities and write it.
Right.
And for those of you not familiar with Dr. Stone, it's a Japanese manga series written by Reiichiro Inagaki, and as we said, illustrated by South Korean artist Boichi. And it's the story of Senku Shigami, a scientific genius who plans to rebuild civilization after humanity was mysteriously petrified over 3,700 years ago. Originally ran from March 6th of 2017 to March 7th of 2022.
Wow.
And here we just got the final volume this year.
Yes.
In English.
Right. So only now are people reading in English in the finale, which means they'll probably end up seeing spoilers online before the final episodes of the anime air in 2026.
True. So the genres it covers is adventure, post-apocalyptic, and sci-fi. But if you've been watching Dr. Stone, you know what an amazing story it is, what an amazing anime, what an amazing read. And we actually saw the anime first, and then we began reading the manga thanks to Rascal. So we're almost done with the main manga,
right? And
we'll give you a full review of that when we're done. But Byakuya deserved its own review because it's a standalone.
Right.
But what I really like about it is the characters are likable.
Yes.
At first you see some are kind of standoffish because you've got Americans and you've got Russians. But then they learn to get along, they learn to help each other survive, and they actually are the ones who started civilization before Senku. And that's what is really, really interesting. He keeps saying, I know my son, he's going to get everything back and running. And it was one panel that made me cry. And they were still trying to figure out how to get back to Earth. And he says, I just want to see my son again. It's like, wow!
Why did you do that?
Crying. And all while he was gathering the platinum and making the
time capsule.
Yes, he's making a time capsule for Senku with everything he will need to help him to get civilization up again.
Right.
And all he talked about was Senku. And he mentioned him. And unfortunately, his demise, he was in the water, as we said, gathering more platinum for him. And we learn from Senku during the regular manga and anime that it's a tedious process to do it by hand.
Right.
And he spent years and years gathering it up for his son. Oh my gosh, it's just so moving.
Yeah.
And so, again, you learn Ishigami Village is named after Byakuya.
Yeah.
We learn the relationship between Senku and him. But as far as we're concerned, it's dad and son, and that's all we're going to call it.
Right. And one more thing definitely want to mention is that I think the core part that is the most endearing, besides, you know, you get the science part in there and it's fascinating, but I think the core part is, believe it or not, the family and the connection.
Yes.
Because they're showing how this group of people would be like, I guess, first generation now, and then you see the stuff that they foreshadow with Senku in the village. It was basically happening all over again on a grander scale because there was more people. And I thought that was pretty interesting that they did that. Byakuya was the original Senku.
Yes.
And then the other crew, the original village. And then you see that repeating itself with Senku and the descendants. And it's absolutely hilarious. And you can tell who is a descendant of who and get out their traits and their personalities and quirks from. And then the last thing would be they consider with Byakuya, with Senku, and the robot all part of a Ishigami clan. I thought that was hilarious.
Yes.
And they're all bound by science. And they keep showing how each one ends up being connected. And they're like, it seems like they're far apart, but they're not. Even with the robot being in space and satellite being that far up, it's closer than you think. And I do like that they still had the interconnected element. No matter how far along it is in the series, even if you're getting to the end, all three of them are still connected, and especially the father.
Right. And they also show you how each of the villagers is related to one of the astronauts.
Yes.
And you see some of them look just like some of the ones that have passed on.
Yes.
So quickly, the chapters in this manga are Humanity Support System, Quell Egg Toss, Give Me Space, Humanity's Return to Mother Earth, Waiting for Byakuya is a Busy Job,
Yes.
A Hunt to Preserve the Space Station, I See You, An Era Without Gray, and I Am Here.
Yeah.
So again, it's a really good read. It's short. You should really give it a read if you haven't. It's worth investing and buying it. And if you don't want to buy it, it's worth getting it from the library and giving a read.
Yes.
But if you've already written Dr. Stone Reboot Byakuya, let us know in the comments. Did you like it as much as we did? Did you enjoy it? Did you like the extra information you got from the manga that's not available in the anime?
Right.
Let us know. If you haven't read it, again, we recommend highly, if you're a true Dr. Stone fan, read this one shot, come back and tell us what you think.
And if you have a right script for updates and reviews for anime series, anime shows, and all things animation.
Yes, and thank you so much for joining us today and subscribing to all of our channels. As always,
you are specials. Thank you so much for watching Rascal Entertainment.
And Mom Entertainment.
Have a fantastic day.
Peace, and we are very thankful for Dr. Stone.